Beautiful people, it's Kelly. Kelly's in a bad mood today. So, I was scrolling through Facebook today, and I come across a post on one of them Reborn doll pages, and getting really irritated with this group. First off, it's a private group, and I won't name the name of it, but it's really irritating. Basically, the person that's the moderator of this group does tutorials and has I forgot what word I'm using. A Patreon. So hard. Has a Patreon account where she makes videos on YouTube and does, painting tips that you obviously have to pay for, be part of her Patreon. Which I'm not part of her Patreon. I'm just part of this Facebook page that she uses to promote her Patreon. But anyway, the day I was scrolling, I saw a post and I thought, I got really irritated. And I thought, maybe I should try one of those, am I the asshole, they do on Reddit, except on this forum, YouTube. So here we are. Am I the asshole for thinking this, even though it's not me that posted this? I'm going to read it word for word. And then I'll take a screenshot and I'll add it. So you know I'm not lying, because I bring receipts. Not like some people. Okay. Bear with me. It says, I have a question. I just recently read on a post that an artist was complaining about one of her clients selling a Reborn that she had sold for more money than originally sold, and stating that Reborn only loses value. In my opinion, once I sell a Reborn, it is no longer any of my business what that baby is selling for. I would like to know what your position is on this matter. Also, I'm not speaking about a client that you have a huge discount to, that you gave a huge discount to, but only a client that paid what was asked by the artist. Okay. And how would you feel as an artist if you sold this person the doll and then they turned around and sold it for more money? Personally, if I sold somebody a doll, as an artist, if I had made a doll and sold it, and I found out the person had jacked up the price on my hard work, sweat and tears and love, I'd be quite upset by it. Alright, so maybe it's just me. Maybe. I'm not saying if I give you something and you find a hard time coming up in your life, like I gave away a few dolls or things like the cat and the dog. If you got hard times coming up, you need to sell it. By all means, go ahead. But I'm just talking about somebody blatantly almost like come across like flipping it. They see a doll nicely painted, buy it for relatively, my doll standards cheap, and then turn around and resell it. It's like they didn't really buy it because they wanted it. They bought it to flip it and profit off it. So it's kind of like an insult to the artist. It's kind of like, if you artist, I have no respect for you. But now there's answers here. We'll look at those. And I'll be nice and redact them, because it's just the kind of person I am. Redact the person's name off there and just post it. I'll read it and then I'll post it, so I'm not making this stuff up. Anyway, I won't read them all. I just hit on the highlights. It kind of made me mad. It was like, here, we're going to take this doll that you sold us and you put all this work into and I'll sell it for more money. Like the artist didn't need the money. Oh, somebody turned off the comments office, so there's nobody else can make a comment. Okay. Huh. I'm gonna pause this and find one, and I'll be right back. All right, I found a juicy answer. Let's read it together, and I'll screenshot it and add it on here. Okay, let me read it. This lady says art is supposed to appreciate in value. So if a doll sells on the secondary market for more than the artist prices it, that's a credit to the artist's work and a sign that she should start charging higher prices or sell at auction. I just fixed that blind cat ripper. That said, it happened to me years ago to take a commission for a painted kit, accommodate the buyer's request for a discount, then see the buyer who put the doll together with a nightgown and hat sold it within days for four times what I charged her. That stung. There are people who flip artists' work for profit. How would you feel if you painted a kit? I'm sorry. How would you feel as an artist if you painted a kit at a discount, and then the buyer turned around and put the doll together, which they have incurred cost, polyfill and glass beads, but 4 times as much is way excessive, right? That ain't right. It's not ethical. It's like, it doesn't sit well with me. You get a painted kit, and you be thinking that the person was buying the doll for their own collection, and within days they turn around and put the doll together, which you would expect them to do. But then to sell it for 4 times as much after you cut them a deal, if that was me, I would never sell to that person again. I'd put them on my blacklist, so to speak. It'd be like, that'd be last time you ripped me off. Just ain't right. It's disrespectful too. All right, I'm gonna put the comment. I'm gonna pause it, and then I'll know when to insert my comment. Not my comment. The comment, the answer here, and I'll be right back with another juicy one. Let's do it. All right, I'm back with another juicy answer. Let me read this. And this lady says, I probably saw both posts from the artist and the seller. So in defense of the artist, the seller, this is the turning point in this whole thing, lied in her selling post multiple times. This is not okay and is very hurtful to the artist. The seller said she paid more for the doll than she did. She's claiming that she bought it. When she bought it, she paid more and made it look like she was asking for less than she paid, when in fact she wanted more. She said it was a prototype doll, and it was not. She claimed the doll was a prototype. That's why she was demanding high bucks for it. Just a doll done by a prototype artist. So the doll was done by a prototype artist, but the doll in question here was not a prototype. Used the artist's pictures, which is so wrong that she didn't even bother to take her own pictures. She just reused the pictures the artist sent her. Like, here's the work in progress and here's the finished doll. And then just turn around and you can just put those pictures back up. Didn't even show if there was any wear and tear on the doll. Then to top it all off, the doll was having paint issues. Paint issues? The seller was not showing and did not disclose. This was a custom the artist was under extreme stress to finish it. Unbelievably upsetting, and have watched this all happening. My heart and prayers go to the artist. The artist was only asking you to research her dolls on her Facebook to find what she felt was the true value of her dolls as to protect you as a buyer. So the artist was looking out for future customers, clients, saying that you really should look into how much I sell my dolls for before you just see that I'm a prototype artist and got paying high dollars for a doll that's you're going to receive disappointing because it's not a prototype doll and it's got paint issues. Kind of really underhanded there. I'm sorry, I'm just frustrated. It's like I can't cope with this. It's like, oh, okay, so not only did they sell the doll for more money than when they paid for it, they told several lies. Okay, so I'm gonna pause this again. I bet that was the juiciest answer there, but I might read a couple more. I don't want to make this video too long. Callie doesn't really like drama, but I'm in a foul mood today. So what's going on? Get your dressing out, Callie. I need to do my troca breathing. Breathe in the cool air and out the fire hot air. In cool air through your nose. And out, breathe the hot air out through your mouth. People make me so mad. I don't like people. I'll be right back. You're like, Callie, you got anger issues. Yeah, I do. My cat's playing with the blinds. It's distracting. But I found another juicy comment. Sorry about the sunlight popping through all of a sudden. It was raining earlier. Here's another lady. She writes, so I'm a new artist and I have a sold out limited edition kit that I bought when it came out on sale. I actually have quite a few of these, either discounted or sold out limited editions. If I reborn it and a well-known good artist buys it, strips it, and repaints it and sells it for $300 to $500 more than I sold it for, that would be okay, right? Question mark. Because I think this is something that happens frequently throughout Dolly World. I am of the mindset that once I sell something, it's theirs to do with as they please. Well, if I had a sold out limited edition doll, this is my opinion. Callie's opinion. If I had a sold out limited edition doll, I would not jack that up by painting it myself. Because I too am a new artist. And I don't think I would do the doll justice by painting it. Especially it's sold out limited edition, because you mess that up, that would hurt. If you had I actually have a Sunny. But if I had a blank Sunny, I would not paint that myself. I would have that sent out to have a professional done, professionally painted. Anyway, she's an artist. I guess she just wants to say, but if, she doesn't. It's like she has no. I don't know what to say here. It's like she recognizes that her artistic skills aren't the level they need to be. And at the same time, she just doesn't care. This I don't understand this. It's almost like I know that the reborn dolls are a hobby, and painting them. And it's almost like she's like detached from the whole process, and she just doesn't really care. It's like a business for her. There's nothing personal that she puts into the doll. So, if she paints it poorly and she sells it, and somebody else buys it, strips it, paints it better, cool with her, I reckon. And I had a sold out limited edition blank kit. I would either send it out to have it professionally painted by an artist that has more skill than I do, or I would hold on to it until I had mastered the skill level that would needed to be put into this doll, this quality, because you just can't buy another blank kit, because obviously it's a sold out limited edition. So I feel like that as being respectful to the sculptor, showing the sculptor respect and appreciation of the kit and how valuable their work is, and I would want the doll to reflect, you know, paint the kit to the best of the ability to really show the art, not just slap some paint on it, sell it, call it a day. I just this comment really bothers me. It's like she just doesn't care. It's like, yeah, I have this kit and I bought it and I've been hoarding it up for a while, and I paint it and sell it, and then somebody else strips it and then repaints it and then resells it for more. That would be okay, right? Like, she's not even sure how comes across like she's not even sure how she feels about it, so it's weird. But at the same time, it's more like reminds me of a person that they used it's like a business person on YouTube. You probably know who I'm talking about. We all know I'm talking about Hell's Bells. This is a business. It's a business. It's a business. And I think most artists that I know actually put their love and feelings into their painting. It's not just a business. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these dolls represent babies, and you would hope that respectful of your customer, and you would want to treat the doll with utmost care, and the sculptor and the artist. And I don't think this person really gets this. So. Okay, Callie's done ranting about this. We'll come back with another juicy answer, all right? Let me pause this so I can so I won't forget to add in the screenshots. I'll be right back. I'll find another one. Okay, so the original poster come back, OP, who started this thread. Anyway, she says, some people are saying the new seller was stating it was a prototype doll and using the artist's pictures without her permission. I believe the original artist should have stated, I think she meant stated, but she put Y, stated that instead of making an issue about money, why can't it be both, Because one, if the new seller doesn't disclose damage, then it can be returned. Not always, but okay. If she used friends and family, she's kind of like a shit out luck. Okay. He can't always be returned. Let's see. The new said seller would then most likely be exposed as a scammer. And then she put bit, but I think she meant but. Not one person could dictate whether or not profit is made, but if it is made under lies, then the lies should be exposed, which at that time the new buyer would have proof to claim item not as described. Now, this is putting the burden on the second buyer, who probably isn't really, I don't know. You know, everybody that buys dolls aren't seasoned collectors. And this person that bought the doll could be new to the community, and you're really putting the burden on her to, really look the doll over for damages and stuff. And then the fact that she's supposed to know, or it could be he, the new buyer could be him. Who knows? Kelly, don't judge. He or she, we'll just say they have a burden, according to this person, of inspecting the doll, making sure it was as described, including the fact that it's supposed to be a prototype. Now, a lot of people don't know exactly what a prototype is, but not only is she supposed to look into this, I guess she's supposed to keep up with if she actually has a prototype or not. We won't even go there, because a lot of these knockoff sculpts out there, fakes. But it's like, you people don't know how to do the research. We've seen this. But we won't go to that. We won't go there today. We'll just, instead of the first buyer taking responsibility, the original OP is trying to put it off on the second buyer, like it's her responsibility to realize how much the doll cost at first, and the fact that it's not a prototype, and she's supposed to look it over to make sure it's in the same condition as the pictures, which we all know that when you see pictures and then you see the thing in real life, most of the time, in my experience, when you get the doll in your hands, the pictures don't do the doll justice. I mean, it looks more brilliant color-wise and paint-wise, and if you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. I mean, the pictures don't really show all the details that you can see with your naked eye when you hold the doll. But she's still trying to put it off on the second buyer, like it's her problem now that she overpaid for this doll that was not a prototype, and it was her fault that she got scammed. It's like, let's just blame the victim. Never mind the artist's feelings. Blame the victim. That's what I'm taking away from that. Just blame the victim. Buyer number 2. Because buyer number 1, she gets a get out of jail free card because buyer number 2 didn't do their homework or something. I don't know. Excuses. Let me find another comment and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Found another juicy comment. And this lady says, I sold a toddler doll a few years ago and came across the doll in one of the doll pages for double what I had charged a couple weeks before. It had sold already. The seller attributed it to me in the advert by using my original nursery photos with my watermark and did not try to sell it as her work. Okay, but she sold it for double. So that's kind of an insult to you still. It was a huge wake-up call that I was undervaluing my work. You think? And after that, I started charging more for my work. Well, that's a good thing, I reckon. I actually wanted to thank her for the lesson I had learned, but I never could quite figure out how. Now, that was like a slap in the face right there. I'll be right back on that. I want to finish up her answer before I get to that, because it could be a while. I've only encountered two of my babies being resold. One was a couple years after they bought it, and they were charging the price they paid. Okay, so he's charging the price they paid. Well, you can't really say how much they played with this doll, if it was actually, if it's still in the same condition as when they bought it. I'm not seeing what the issue is. You know what I'm saying? If they bought it and they just had it set up for display and only changed it a few times, so it was probably like new, I could see for selling it for the same price that they paid. It's not a problem. Now, that's my opinion. What's somebody went, catch me outside about that, Callie? You and your opinion. Alright, let's go back to what I had a problem with. I actually wanted to thank her for the lesson I had learned, but I could never figure out how. Okay, so you want to thank this lady for ripping you off like you didn't need the money? Really? You want to thank her? That'd be like an abused, battered woman thanking her husband for smacking her around a little bit because she knew that she should be doing better by having his supper ready on time. I want to thank him for giving me a wake-up call that I was doing a bad job as a wife. This kind of hits me that way. It's like, I know she ripped me off. She sold the doll like a couple weeks after I sold it to her for twice as much as I sold it to her. But I want to thank her for profiting on my hard work. You just don't know how much that irritates me. I'm gonna get personal for just a minute. My ex-husband was kind of abusive, and I heard a friend told me one time, we're not friends anymore, that I should thank him because of the way he treated me, helped me grow as a person. I wouldn't be the person I am today without the things they done to me. So I wouldn't be the person I am today if they hadn't abused me. So I should thank them for abusing me. This kind of smacks of that too. It's like, I know she ripped me off, but I sold it to her, and then 2 weeks later she resold it for twice as much, so she profited off my work. But I want to thank her. That just irritates me. Okay. I just can't say anything else about that. It just really makes me mad, Winds me up. It really winds me up, It's a trigger. I hate that. I'll be right back with another comment. Let's see if I find another one. Oh, that's quick. Let's scroll down a little bit. Found one. Once a doll leaves the artist's hands, it is none of the artist's business if the client sells it. It is none of the artist's business to know what they sold it for nor is it the artist's business to complain about it to other people. Well, ain't that controlling? She's trying to tell the artist what to do and what not to do. You know, if I had a list of people, I put this lady's name on there, blacklist her. If she ever tried to buy it off from me, I'd be like, nope. Because as an artist, if I want to talk about you other people, I will. There ain't nothing you can do about it. I'll put her comment here. I'm going to redact her name because I'm a nice person. Alright, we got one more here. It says, the only time it really becomes the artist's business is if said client sells the doll as their own artwork. The only. That word's key, only. Then there's a problem. But if the person buys it and resells it, it's not the artist's business. It's not the artist's business. These people with their grammar, it's just atrocious. I think maybe she left out a couple words, not any of the artist's business, or none. Maybe she should put none. Whatever. This is not raining in Cali. Focus. It's not grammar time. It's time to. Okay, so it says the only, there's only one reason that the artist can say something is when the client claims it's their work. Well, I don't really think so, considering that if you altered the work and then try to say it was the artist's work, don't you think the artist might have a problem with that too? Like if I bought, hypothetically, if I bought a nice doll from Bean Shanine and I paid a nice money for it because, you know, she's a master artist and she demands the price she charges for dolls. We all know that Bean Shanine's well known in the community and she sells outrageously awesome dolls. I can't afford one, but I got a Beanstalk Bud, so it's good. Anyway, if I were to take it and have her to Sharpie marker some graffiti on it and paint thinner on it and add my own touches, and then turn around and say, yeah, it's a Bean Shanine doll, twisted beanstalk, look at it, and then was selling it, don't you think Bean Shanine would be hunting me down? You know she would. She'd be like, I know where you live, Kelly. Sent you a Beanstalk Bud. She wouldn't hunt me down, but you know it's not right to. There's more than one reason. There's only one, as if the art, seller claims the artwork is theirs. You know, there's more reasons. Like downright lying about it. You know. I just can't with this person either. So you can damage the doll or add your own personal touches and still claim it as the artist's work. Like, I screwed this up. Let's just put all the blame on the artist. Hopefully the second buyer won't realize that I doctored it up a little bit. But I'll screenshot that and put that out. Alright, so I'm finished here. We're going to finish up with OP's last statement before OP closed out the post. OP says, I want to thank everyone. I value everyone's opinion and respect each person's point of view. There is not one perfect here or there, as many things may come into variations. But I, and then there's nothing else as a period, but I, period. Pleased to say my question has been, I'm thinking this must be answer, but it's not spelled anywhere near where answer would be. She got a W in there. AWNSERED. Answered. For I believe I'll go ahead and close out my post. Thank you again. Okay. Close your post out. It's almost like she's saying cool things. Sell the doll for more if you can get it. Treat your artist disrespectfully and see if they make you another doll. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. If you treat your artist disrespectfully by, buying their artwork and then within days reselling it for more, don't be surprised that artist doesn't want to work with you again. Don't be surprised. I can understand if you get the doll and it's not my personal experience. I don't have that problem. People get a doll and it's not what they had envisioned, or they're not bonding with it, or they just particularly don't like the way it's sculpted. I get that. I don't particularly care for the froggy legs on Wednesday. It's hard for me to get the clothes on and off, the pants on and off. The cute hands like this are cute, but the matting wears off really fast, so I've had to remat her twice now. Her hands, because she's got her hands all sprawled out weird, and you put them shirts on there, it rubs on the thumb and the finger and the middle finger, rubs the matting off. So I can see, getting it and it does not be like my cup of tea, and then reselling it for what you paid for it. But, getting it and then selling it for profit for yourself is an insult. I don't care if you can legally do it. I don't care if contractually you can do it because, offer acceptance and consideration. I don't care. Morally you're doing something wrong. And then don't be all Pikachu face when you go to get another doll from that artist, so you rip them off again by, reselling it for more money and profiting. But they tell you to kick rocks. So you deserve that. Anyway, even Em says she ain't into that. She says you gotta be respectful to your artist, or your artist ain't gonna work with you no more. So I know, girl. I'm gonna put this thing together and upload it. Catch you cool cats and kittens here another day. Maybe I won't be so angry, but who knows? Drama sells. Just joking. Ain't no drama channel. Y'all been here long enough to know I don't do drama. It's a rare occurrence if you see me do drama. I try to keep it on the happy side of life, because this is social media. Even though, where are you going? Even though, toxic positivity, where you get to the point where everybody thinks that your life's all sunshine and rainbows because you hide the bad days and you don't post about it. Anyway, I try to keep it on the download. Right, Em, we try to keep the drama on the download. She's like, I don't know about you. Claws them eyes there. Snitches get stitches. Right, Em? She's in the mood today, too. Well, I'll catch you cool kittens back here another day. This is Callie with Callie's Room with Reborn's Cats and Nonsense. And today, anger issues.